today with our class Shabbos Kitchen, and we start with Sefer Chaim, and it's a very interesting topic. The big topic is relationships, right, for a constructive purpose. Today's topic is a suggestion relationship. So just to remind us, last time we said there is a three type of scenarios. So one is where one suggests the relationship. So meaning nobody's asked us, we're stepping forward because we think that this relationship might work. Second, we said the situation is when somebody calls us and asks us a question, right? Try to collect the references about someone. And third one, when we have to volunteer the information. Nobody asks us, but we see that it could turn into disaster. Okay, so now we're going one by one. So the first kind is when we suggest. So it says, we have seen that it is forbidden to attempt to involve someone in a situation that the person would not want. Would he be aware of the certain facts? So meaning if we withdrew some facts, it's not like we say lie, but we withdrew some facts, so it's like putting stumbling block in front of the blind, right? So if you understand that this person would not want to be in such a situation, so we have to be very careful not to suggest these relationships. If acquaintance in seeking a person with the years of experience with whom to start a business, one may not recommend someone who appears to be in experience, but in fact is not, unless the acquaintance is told this. This holds true even if the person possesses natural talent, which seems to compensate for the lack of experience. So it's very interesting thing, and it's very easy to fall into this trap. So we're trying to help people. And somebody is this example. Somebody is talented, right? In our opinion, and he is very gifted, right? And she has a great potential. So, and even though they say they need somebody with experience, with education, with this, with that, okay, maybe they do not know. Maybe we know better. And sometimes people do this mistake, and they suggest without telling the whole truth. So you can always say, yeah, I know you said that you need somebody with experience in business, but this is my friend. I know him, I know her for a long time. So please consider. I know that you said something different, but I think that it might work. Okay, so that's a proper approach, but do not withdraw the information. Often people feel that they know that their friends is really looking for in double quotes. And me personally, sometimes I'm guilty of this as well. So I'm trying to hold myself back, but sometimes. Okay, so why would I say that? Because it's very thin line. Many people, they do not know what to look for, and they look for wrong things, and they ask for wrong things, right? So, but in sometimes, so you really you really know better, right? And like that's in our mind, and we suggest something different from what that person is looking for. Okay, so if you have this wisdom, okay, you can counter that, but not always. Okay. So it says, so one more time the whole sentence. Often people feel that they know that their friend is really looking for in double quotes, right? Far better than the friend himself does. Okay, so all of us is guilty of that. And feels justified in deceiving the friend by providing inaccurate information about prospective Shidduch or employee with the aim of seeing the Shidduch or hiring realized, right? So we withdrew some information, and sometimes I think we're going to discuss this. Sometimes this information is irrelevant, and sometimes we are wrong. Like I was just recently tried to make a Shidduch, and when this guy, right? So the resume of the girl, right? So he said it's not going to work. I said, why would you say so? He said, but look, she's from this yeshiva. I said, so what? And he said, I'm not going to name names. What yeshiva is, he said, they are brainwashed. They're brainwashed in a certain aspect. And I did not believe them. him. I mean, I said, okay, let me ask. So I went back to the father, and father said, yeah, let us think about it. So of course he gave information to the girl, right? And then they decided absolutely not. So and the reason exactly this young fellow told me. So I was shocked. You understand? So and if I would not give half a resume or whatever when she would not put that yeshiva, so they might meet, but they this yeshiva puts a certain ideology in these girls, so they're looking for a specific guy, not this guy, not this type, unfortunately, and very very fortunately. Okay. It is presumption. It is presumptuous and arrogant for one to think that he has a right to make others' life decisions for them. So that's he concludes. It's very no, it's not conclusion, but he concludes that in this idea that we cannot assume for other people, right? So you can explain to them maybe whatever he's looking for is not so important. This deficiency that in you, like you're looking for a Miss Universe, some Miss Gorgeous, Miss this and that. But the guy, if you look at yourself, I had several guys in my house, right? A single guy, and he has a belly I don't know, the belly is the size of him. And he's looking for a thin girl, this this hair, that hair. I say, you normal? No, I did not say, but if I wanted to say, just look at yourself in the mirror, you crazy, right? It's not I mean, but sometimes people are not there, right? So, but for us to suggest otherwise, even though he said it's arrogant, but if you're in position if you you see the bigger picture, you from above, right? So you already been married for some time, and this guy in he's 35 and he's still looking, he's still thinking maybe I should go to yeshiva or not. And I had these people, and I met this person. He was in mid-20s, and he said I should go to yeshiva. I said, told him he was living with his parents. You must go to yeshiva. Right, you must go to yeshiva. And he said, yeah, after this event. And guess what? I met him 10 years later. I said, so did he go to yeshiva? He said, absolutely not. I apologize. You told me, I know, I feel so sorry, but I never went. So he just postponed it, unfortunately. There are people like that. So they think that they know better, but sometimes they don't. Okay. So continue. Furthermore, it should be understood that the human personality is complex. Okay. Logically, one may seem to have found a perfect match for his friend, right? So that's what I thought many times, right? Nevertheless, if one of the friends has developed attitude, irrational though it may be, that he or she will only marry someone who meets that particular specification, hiding the truth about a prospective mate could have lifelong repercussions. So let's read it one more time. We're going to explain, and I'm going to tell you what I learned from Rabbi Reuven Shlita. It's very, very interesting thing. Okay, so it says, so one more time. Furthermore, it should be understood that the human personality is complex. So all people are different, and even though you think that you know that person, or he's your brother, she's your sister, you grew up together, but you only think so, right? So always complex. You don't know what's going on inside. Okay, that's fact. Logically, one may seem to have found a perfect match. So you know his personality, her personality, and you think they're going to work, right? Why not? For a match for his friend. Nevertheless, if one's friend has developed an attitude, irrational though it may be, so that doesn't matter. Whatever they want, it's for you. It's so silly. Like this guy, he's that guy that I'm talking about. He was in early 40s. It was also maybe 6-7 years ago. Still not married, unfortunately. Right? I don't know. I mean, with this attitude, even though it's irrational, but he insists on his ways, whatever it means, right? and he only marries someone who meets their particular specification, hiding the truth about the prospective mate could have for lifelong repercussion. That's it. So if that's not what they want, and then there are many people like to blame other people for whatever misfortune that they have. And you suggested this Shidduch, and you like withdrew this information. Guess what? They're going to blame you that nothing works. Not because they're lazy and other bad character traits, but because of you, because you suggested. Okay. 4:8. 1 second. Continuation. 2:14. Okay, so continuation. Upon discovering the truth after the wedding, the person might spend the rest of his married life feeling that he's settled for second best. Can you imagine? Even if he was told the truth right before the wedding, and nevertheless went through with it, right? Feelings of disappointment might surface later. That's not what I wanted. So sometimes a person should get whatever they wanted, right? Or like don't, maybe it's as I said before, maybe it's better approach not to push them something that they do not want, but actually discuss with them and prove them opposite, right? To prove them wrong. Maybe they would change their mind and want something different, someone different. Such practices, though well intended, constitute giving bad advice, and are violation before the blind person do not place a stumbling block. So whenever we describe the other side, we must be brutally clear, like honest, right? But try to work on that person and let him change his mind, your mind. So Rabbi Reuven Shlita says, it's very interesting. So it was very unexpected. So he said, so it's easy for not good-looking people to get married than to get married for good-looking people. Because why? So not good-looking people, they are less picky. You understand? So when you're less picky, you have more choice, right? You're ready for compromises. But people who are good-looking or are looking for good-looking people, like for only physical attraction, so it's hard. It's very hard for them to find somebody, and the other side is picky as well, and you go into all of the confrontation and not such a good life. So as you see on all of the celebrities, all of the good-looking people, their marriages do not last. It's very interesting. Okay. Any questions on what we said? Yes. Go ahead.
There's a question on the board. It says, Shalom Kol Rav. Could the rabbi please teach us the line between being overly picky and finding someone we want?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, that's an amazing question. So what's the thin line, as we understand? So a person has to contemplate, right? If like there are no perfect people. So all of us have some deficiency. So a person has to decide, he or she has to decide what I can settle with, what I can turn my blind eye on, right? Just create, imagine for yourself a red line. So what is red line for me? But all other things I can handle, for example, right? But it has to be honest, right? The person must be honest, and with attitude that most likely this person is going to have these negative traits that I do not like, right? I cannot stand, but I'm willing to work on that. I get put up. I'm ready to put up with these negative traits, and that's it. So again, there are no perfect people. It's just about our tolerance. That's it.
Thank you, Rabbi.
Yes, that's that's. I mean, that's it. And yes, and plus, just imagine the situation. Most likely, with all of our charms, that person, that the second half is not going to change. right? Most likely. So when you go into this relationship with this understanding, that's what I see is what I get. So there is no problem. So it's like no, like somebody cheated you. Like for example, it says clearly, and we advise many people, so not to get even into dating with somebody who is not religious. So and like it's a very simple logic. So somebody gets excited, especially the girls. We used to have many guests, these young girls, and they would go like from one family to another family. They go to shmansi in this house, that house, and it's all groups of girls, and the boys like on the other side of the table. They interact, they tell the stories, and the Shabbos is something like unbelievable, beautiful. It's like vacation, 5-star vacation, when other people cook and other people clean and other people make money to pay for this food and all other things, right? It's wonderful. But then guess what? She gets right. So she's agreed for Shabbos. But then she finds out that actually, if she's going to get married and stay with this person, so she would have to work for and pay actually for this food, not only for her makeup, but also for this food and also for this house. And then somebody has to clean this house, and somebody has to cook this food, and she's working full time. So now the only days that she has is a Thursday night, and Jewish women hardly sleep on Thursday night. Only a few hours get to sleep if they have family, children, and other responsibilities. You understand? So suddenly Shabbos is a little different. So now she's not not so much interested in that, because it always was so superficial. You understand? That's we always warn people. So let somebody be stable, right? Stability is a big key in Judaism. Maybe for a year, 6 months, 9 months. So, but don't rush. Just because somebody have potential is not good. Potential is like the sparks. They immaterial, right? Yesterday she had sparks because she got excited around Shabbos tables, and she saw the kids and everybody behave in a Shabbos dress, and they sing songs and everything is nice. They respect Abba, they say Ima and this and that, and but to raise these kids is a different story, right? And cook food and clean after everybody is a different story. So it's not always a fairy tale. You understand? So that's one advice. Make sure that the other side is on your spiritual level. And one correction that I have to make, and I consult with Rabbi Reuven about this. So somebody asked me a question. Many people asked me the same question, and I gave the same answer. But he gave a different answer in one of his classes. So I contacted him and I said, "What should we do?" And he said there is no contradiction. So he's have to present you what happened. So I always say, so if somebody is in the process of Giur, so it's better not to get into dating, into marriage. Because why? Because maybe even though you're on the same page and another person also wants to convert, but maybe what if they change? What if they change their mind for whatever reason? Rabbits and look at them wrong way, or somebody, the neighbor commented whatever this with a poison, whatever they did, and it happened every day. People tell me what's going on. You understand? So, and she said, you know what, I no longer want, but they already married. So what they're going to do? So that was approach, and based on experience of our rabbis, that's why I suggested. And then I heard the Rabbi Reuven said he was asked the same question, and he said there is no problem if you like also in a process of conversion very strong, right? So I asked him, so is it contradiction? No, if they like very strongly going like in the same direction, and even if they split, they still going to go. So she's not going because of him, and he's not going to conversion because of her. That's not a problem. Okay, so but again, if a big case by case basis. But the general approach, so I talked to him, said general approach not to get involved, because it's easier to get through. Like when you on your own. If you have kids and kids start acting out, we're dealing with these cases, and kids say, we don't want to convert. You want to do whatever I do. I want to go to the movies, right? I don't want your Jewish life. I want to go to the beach. I want motorcycle, whatever I want, right? Okay, so any other questions before I continue on the topic?
Hello?
Yes, go ahead.
No, I was going to ask a question related to this topic of
Okay,
Shidduch,
go
but-
ahead. Go ahead. So,
No, may I leave it for the end of the class?
okay, apologize. Let's leave to the end of the class because we have to start learning this as well. Okay. So actually, believe it or not, we are end of chapter number 7. It took us a very long time, Baruch HaShem. So our big topic was avoiding problems while cooking. Okay. And now, so we're talking about stove tops and ovens and how to conduct ourselves if you have only one oven and you want to use, so you say what is the primary for meat or dairy, how you can kosher, not kosher, what can you do? Can you do meat and milk, meat and dairy at the same time? Not at the same time, open container, closed container, okay. So now we're going to practical guidelines. Using one stove top for both meat and dairy. So with oven we finished. Last time we discussed mostly stove tops. Okay. So as we said, it's less. As we understand, it's less issue because there it's like a closed closed space, right? Confined. But here is all open. It has room for a steam out. If it's like on the different burners, so it should be less issues. Okay. So, okay, start. When cooking meat and dairy on a stovetop, one must be careful that meat and dairy pot do not touch each other. If the pots do touch, an area that of the contact is damp, Rav should be consulted. So it's very, very serious thing as we see from here. That of course that your pot is metal and your soup, the meat soup is not leaking out from the side of the pot, right? And your dairy pot is also closed like with a lid, right? But if it's damp, if it's moisture, some moisture from evaporation or something on the side, it is a problem. Right? There is a problem in many cases. We will see like how they touch this and that. What was it hot? Was it not hot? Two of them hot. One. Okay. So all of these things, but we see from here that it might create an issue. So try to, if we must, we say don't do it. But if you must do it in the same time, you're cooking some from dairy for kids, meat for the whole of the rest of the family. Do it like as far as possible from each other. Okay. Next one. One should never cook meat and dairy in open pots, close proximity to each other. So that's that's logical because it can splatter to one another. So we like try to, if you must do it at the same time, to cover with the lid. So no open pots. Okay. Next one. It is preferable that the pots be covered to avoid splattering. Okay, we said that. If the splattering does occur, a Rav should be consulted because, as we said, it's not so simple. Okay, so it was accidental. It is like much more leniency, but in most of the cases the food would be allowed, but we will need to kosher the pot. Okay. Continue. Next one. The pot should be placed so the steam from one type cannot reach to the top to the pot of the other type. So this can be made like sometimes people like open a little lid, right? So to let the steam escape. So do it the opposite direction. If you have one is here, one is here. So this open to that side and this open to that side. So try to be as careful as possible. Next one. If one notices any food residue on a grate, it should be removed before use. It is commendable to keep separate grates for each type. Okay, so of course, if you have a storage place to put these grates, and they're very heavy, and they sometimes they get greasy and dirty, so it's like a big deal. So they say it's commendable thing, but not obligatory, right? And then even if you store it in an oven, right, for a meantime, but every time you use the oven, you have to remove these grates. It's a big deal, and they're very heavy. So for women, maybe it's not such a light thing to lift. Okay. So especially when in the one modern ones, they actually doubled. So we have the old style, right? So it's like one grate per burner. But I saw the new ones in somebody's house, so it's like double, and they're thick, like top quality. So it's very, very heavy. Okay. Continue. If one must choose between installing the 2 baking ovens or 2 stove tops, installing 2 baking ovens is primary importance. So that's when you do a renovation, or you can substitute a cabinet, right? And instead of cabinet, install this kitchen cabinet, install this oven. So better oven than 2 stove tops. That's for sure. Because as we saw, the problem is this, most problem is ovens, not with stove tops. Again, so we have to consider like how much we cook the secondary types. So primary, let's say you mostly eat paref and meat, right? So that's primary type. So maybe, as I said before many times, just buy yourself electric like toaster, or oven, like small one, and it should be more than enough. I mean, it depends on the person, but okay. It's a cheaper and faster solution. Continue. When pouring hot water from the urn or in instant hot water faucet into daily cocoa mix, one should be careful to keep the cup well below the spout so that the steam does not rise to the spout. And it's very common problem, as we discussed before, especially in the office, right? So you will think like, what is the problem? So I just want to okay, I cannot use the microwave, I understand. I cannot use this, I understand. Maybe the coffee machine is a problematic. Is it problematic? In my office, where I used to work, so they had this they contract with a coffee company, right? And they have I'm not sure where like individual packets of coffee, whatever they call, right? And once they install, so it was kosher, but then it broke down, so they brought us new one, different types, and all of them were not kosher. Not all, some of them were not kosher, and some of them were kosher because of the flavoring. Some flavors were, so basically for me, I was not able to use the machine at all. Okay, so I did not use the machine, and then they turned back then they broke down, whatever. Like a few years later, they installed the one in that company was kosher, right? So okay, you can drink coffee, right? And then they switched to not kosher again. So 1 second. Sorry. And then they switched to not kosher again. So I started using just tea bags and then coffee. And then the spout is a problem. The spout is a problem because some would use this hot chocolate, and it's usually dairy. Not all of them, but mostly they dairy. And the evaporation comes, the steam comes, and there's a residue on the spout. So there is a problem. Then you want to make like instant soup, right? And let's say that there is a meat in this instant soup, there is a problem, right? Because you're going to get dairy with that. So we can wipe, as we said last time, or do something, but we have to be careful. Okay, but now we're talking about in your house, right? So in your house you control things. So try to keep this cup as as far as possible from the spout, so the vapors would not reach the spout. Okay, so that's very practical advice. Okay, continue. When put in hot water, no, okay, I apologize, we said that, continue. Okay, so we finished with practical applications. Any questions on what we said so far? Okay, no questions, so we continue part number 2. And now topic, use parts of one type for the foods to be eaten with the other type. So that's, we discussed it before, but I think, so since it is like a closing of the section, and actually it's closing of the book, right? So it's chapter 8, it's like totally separate, so it's, that's why he like summarizes things. Okay, so it says, using part or one type of foods to be eaten with the other type relates the issue of Nat-Bar-Nat. So we discussed it before, which has been discussed in chapter 3, right? We're in chapter 7. We will summarize those halachas. This is the difference with regard to these halachas between Sephardi custom and Ashkenazi custom. Okay, so one more time. We are trying to. The question is, if we want to cook pasta, right? It's paref, right? Regular pasta, paref, and we want to cook in a meat pot, and we're planning to eat it with cheese. Okay, so it's paref, so technically it with the cheese, but the pot was a meat pot. So that's kind of scenarios that we're going to discuss. So number one should not initially cook paref food in a meat vessel if it is to be eaten with a dairy. We will use the example throughout our discussion, exactly. But the reverse is true as well. One should not cook paref food in a dairy vessel if it is to be eaten with the meat. So as we said many times before, the best approach to have a third set of pots, maybe not even set, maybe one pot, maybe two pots, one bigger, one smaller, of paref. So 100%, whatever you cook, this you cook this pasta 100% paref, and then you can eat with meat, and you can eat with cheese. There is no problem, right? So, but in this case, for whatever reason, person does not have this third set. Okay. Okay. So, all right. So number 2. According to Sephardi custom, once the paref food was boiled or roasted in a clean meat pot or grill, it may be eaten with dairy. Okay. So Sephardic tradition is very, very straightforward. So once it was prepared, right, in a clean meat pot, right, so you can eat it with dairy. So I think even though it does not say here, but even if they intended to do it from the beginning, okay. So Ashkenazi custom is not so simple. According to Ashkenazi custom, so Sephardic is only 3 lines, and Ashkenazi is the whole page, more than the whole page. Okay, so A, even if food was already boiled in a clean meat pot, it may not be eaten with dairy. Okay, so meaning if it was your it does not say here, I'm not sure why, but if it was your intention to eat it with the dairy, you cannot eat it. Okay. B, foods prepared in a clean meat pot may be served in the course of the dairy meal, provided they are not actually eaten with dairy. So that's a big leniency as we see. So let me see quickly commentary. Rema 89.3. The basis for this prohibition is mixing the meat and dairy tastes. If the foods are not eaten with the meat, no mixing of the taste occurs. So it's very like a straightforward and logical explanation, right? So the prohibition of mixing of the tastes, right, meaning in one dish, in one mouth. But here, if they're going to eat it separately, what is the eating separately means? Maybe so in like maybe they're going to have pasta salad, right? Pasta salad, and at dessert they're going to have a cheesecake. So technically, this meal is going to be dairy meal, right? Because of the cheesecake, right? On one hand, on another hand, they can eat this pasta as a separate dish that was cooked in a clean meat pot. Okay, and they knew that that's what they're going to do. That's the plan. Okay. So again, same meal, but not at the same dish. C. If food cooked in a clean meat pot was erroneously mixed with dairy, it may be eaten. So here, for Sephardic, that's to begin with. There is no problem, right? But for Ashkenazi custom, since there is such an opinion as well. I mean, we can count that it's same Torah. Even though we try to go by stricter opinion, but there is such a lenient opinion. So after the fact, if somebody mixed these foods right, unintentionally, so we allow a person to eat the food. Right, it's also from Riman 95.2. Okay, continue. If the food was fried, not boiled, if meat pot was subsequently in a meat pot and subsequently mixed with dairy food, one should consult Rav. Okay, let me quickly read again and we try to understand. If food cooked in a clean meat pot was erroneously mixed with dairy, it may be eaten. So if it's cooked, boiled, no problem, can eat it. In a meat pot, and now they melted cheese on top of this pasta. Okay, what can you do? You can eat, no problem. So the second part is very interesting. If food was fried, not boiled, in the meat pot, and subsequently mixed with dairy food, one must consult Rav. Let's say see Shach chapter 4 and Maharshal. Tell you the truth, I'm not sure what is the difference like between cooking and frying, because we say a clean pot, so there is basically no taste, no meat taste in a cooking pot and frying pan. Okay, but looks like, so at least, but what we can learn for sure, that the case is more strict when they actually fried. Okay, so even after the fact they mixed. Okay. So that's that's what some people do. They first, okay, here we go. They first cook pasta and then fry it like a little fry on a frying pan, and then eat, right? Not just cook, but fried a little. So maybe they after this frying they decided to put to melt cheese on top of it. Okay. So D. So I see Ashkenazi custom is very, very not straight. So of course our sages, it's easy to be strict, and as Rabbi Reuven always say, it's easy to be strict and said nothing is allowed. And some people who like about the Shiur, a person get excited and said, no, I'm not going to do this and that. And we always tell them it's not true. It's not right. What are you doing? You're not allowed to be like strict, like especially when person has a family. So now he's going to drive everybody crazy, and they would develop like resentment to the Judaism, like everything is forbidden, like too much, right? So that's why our sages say no. It is in general you should not do that, but in such a circumstances, like after the fact, in some like specific circumstances, it would be allowed. Okay, so it's very easy to say no, but it takes a big Talmid Chacham to say yes under certain circumstances, of course. Continue. D. If the part of food was not cooked in a meat utensil, but merely placed while hot on a cold milled dish, or placed while cold on a hot dish, It may be eaten with dairy. Okay. However, one should not initially place hot food on a meat plate, or the reverse, if it is to be eaten with dairy. Okay, so let's do this piece one more time, and there are a few commentaries, and we're going to explain. So now, forget about cooking. We were talking about one substance is hot, one is cold. I mean, when two of them are hot, it's understandable. We talked about cooking, but now it's after cooking, hot food in a cold plate, or hot plate, or hot pot, right, and a cold food. Okay. So let's see one more time. We're going to explain. If the part of food, so part of 100%, so this pasta, right? Part of food was not cooked in a meat utensil. So let's say it was cooked, this pasta was cooked in a part of utensil, but merely placed while hot on a cold meat dish. So they put in a cold meat dish, and then somebody is helping you in the kitchen. They do not know. You said, please take a plate from left cabinet, right, door. And they took it from the right. Okay, they did not know there is meat and this is there. Okay, so they put it while hot. The food is hot. The coldest plate, or the opposite. The food is cold and the dish is hot. I mean, it's that doesn't matter, right? Yeah, it may be eaten with dairy. So because it was not cooked, it's only one is cold, one is hot, there is no problem. The commentaries say, if both foods and dish are hot, see Taz chapter 3. So it's not so simple, right? So it's actually resembles cooking, and both of them are hot. So, but if one of them is cold, one of them is hot, according to all opinions, there is no problem. However, one should not initially place the hot food on a meat plate. I guess the dairy, like para food, that right, or the reverse if it's to be eaten with dairy. So that's what we have to keep in mind. So, but if you have part of plates, you have part of pots and one pan, right, or frying pan. I mean, that's what for us. One frying pan is more than enough. 2 pots, 3 pots, part of. Like for all of the vegetables, all of the all other things, but eggs also. What else? Like pasta, all of these things. Okay, so continue. E. These rules apply to food cooked in a ben yama pot. Foods that cook in non-ben yama pot may be eaten with dairy initially. In dairy, period. Initially, however, one should not use even non-ben yama pot if another pot is available. So, of course, we're dealing here with stringencies, right? So, I'm going to start from the end of this paragraph, because it's just to remind us. So there are 2 types of pots, right? One that was cleaned. And stood unused for 24 hours, right? So it's non-ben yama. Right? It's as we said before, it's much more lenient. Of course, initially we should not do it, but after the fact, if you cooked in this non-ben yama, this pasta, so you can eat it with dairy, even if you plan to eat it with dairy to begin with. There is no problem. Of course, we say don't do it. So I always say don't do it, because one time you're going to mix up. Okay, at least I know that I would. So that's why we stay away from this and use the part of pots. But technically, there is no problem. So, right, and second type is actually non-ben yama. Non-ben yama meaning that you cooked meat wherever, right, wherever you cooked them, and you cleaned it, right, and it stood clean for, I don't know, 15 hours, 10 hours, 8 hours. So that doesn't matter. Less than 24 hours, it's same status, right? Non-ben yama. So all of these laws that we discussing is about non-ben yama utensil, which is much more stricter. Next one, F. Although one may not eat food cooked in a meat pot with dairy, if one it may subsequently be placed even while hot on the dairy dish. However, one should not initially cook food in a meat pot with intention of placing it while hot on a dairy dish. Okay, so they have references. Okay, so let's do this piece one more time, and we're going to explain. So one more time. Although one may not eat the food cooked in a meat pot with dairy, so meaning when it was initial intention and the pot was less than 24 hours, right? Use in period less than 24 hours for meat, right? It may subsequently be placed even while hot on a dairy dish. So of course the dairy dish is clean and everything, right? So why would somebody do it? I don't know, but technically there is no problem. However, one should not initially cook the food in a meat pot with intention of placing it while hot in a dairy dish. So I guess when people don't have enough dishes, for example, like when a big family goes to the bungalow colony, right, to upstate, it's all cramped into tiny house, right? So you cannot take all of your pots in there. There's simply no room. So they're trying to be to do what with whatever they have. Okay. Continue. Next one, G. All of the above applies to non-sharp foods. Okay, here we go. So that's remember we spoke about onions, right, and garlic. That's the thing. Okay, all of the above applies to non-sharp foods. A sharp food, the davar harif, when cooked or even in non-ben yama meat pot, and subsequently mixed with dairy food, may not be eaten. We noted early in chapter 3, section E, that the davar harif negates the advantage of a non-ben yama pot, since the sharpness revives the state of taste. Likewise, the sharp taste of the food causes the transfer of primary meat taste in not merely the secondary taste. And we're going to explain now, so that's a big issue as we understand with the sharp foods. So one more time we're going to explain a lot of information. All of the above applies to non-sharp food. So all of the like pasta, whatever we said, vegetables and other things. Cereals, hot cereals. A sharp food, a davar harif, when cooked even in non-ben yama meat pot, so non-ben yama, even you cook these onions, you cook this garlic, right, in this meat pot that stood more than 24 hours, right, clean for more than 24 hours, is and subsequent meats with dairy food may not be eaten. So why? So like you cook this pasta and you added this garlic. I don't know if they add, maybe it's not a good example, but let's for simplicity, right? So we're doing this pasta and they added garlic for the flavoring. So now because of this garlic, so the taste of the meat was revived because it was absorbed in the walls of the pot. So even though we say, yeah, it's like all these 24 hours passed, that was our explanation. So it's like a spoiled taste, but these sharp foods have this potency to revive the taste. That's the issue. Right, as we noted early in chapter 3, that the davar harif negates the advantage of a non-ben yama pot. So non-ben yama pot, as we said, it's clean. Even if it was food, it's like deep inside, and it's spoiled because of we use soap and all of the other beautiful things, right? Since the sharpness revives and revives the stale taste. So before that it was stale, the taste that it was absorbed into the walls. Now it's no longer stale, and it came out, right? And came out mixed with our pasta. Likewise, the sharp taste of the food causes the transfer of primary meat taste. So it's not like secondary Nat-Bar-Nat as we explained. No, it's not. It's like not from this to the medium of water and into the walls. No, that's directly. right? That's much more serious, right? So taste and not only the secondary taste. Okay, so let's see. Any questions on what we said? Wow, time flies so fast. Any questions?
Rabbi?
Yes, go ahead.
So I would assume that this thing of the sharp foods and Yom Aparo will also apply to Sephardic custom, right?
I think so. Yes. This is also to Sephardic custom. Yes. Because it's a natural. It's a laws of nature, right? It's not a stringency. Yes. It's and then plus in the next topic, just next week, by Beezrat HaShem, we're going to start chapter 8, and the whole chapter, just so we understand, the whole chapter is going to, our topic will be Kosher and knife. A lot of pages, I don't know how many pages, but a lot of pages just on one topic, how you kosher a knife. And it's not so simple, because especially when you cut with this knife the sharp foods, that's it. So we must be very, very careful. So if parts you can go like leniently and use this part, for example, for meat, for a part that you're going to use with the meat and dairy under certain circumstances without intention, this and that. I understand, but with the knife it's not going to fly. It's not going to work. You cannot use a knife to chop your salad, right, with a meat knife, and then chop something for a milk, right, for daily, right, because knife has this special like quality that it's absorbed the taste, and it's impossible to take it out unless there's special kosher procedure. You stick it into the ground. I mean, one of the steps, you stick it in the ground 10 times, I think. So, or sharpen it. Sharpening means that you can raise the edge of the knife. So like it's serious procedure, like very, very, very different procedure to kosher knife from all other utensils. Okay. What else?
Rabbi.
Yes, you're welcome.
We have a question on the board. It's about kashrut, but not particularly related to what we spoke about
Okay.
today.
No problem. Yeah, go ahead.
This is Shalom Olav. Thank you for the Shiur question. Are teas considered to be spices in regards to the kosher status, or do they need to do they need kosher certification as well?
What was the food? I didn't get. What is it?
Tea. Like,
tea. Tea. Okay, tea. Okay, so this tea is. If you buy tea leaves, there is no problem whatsoever, right? But since we must understand when we buy these products, when it was already processed, so they say no, it's only this flavor. So something might be in the flavor. So we always need certification, right? Kosher certification. Most likely in like regular tea, unflavored tea, or like Earl Grey, right? Like black tea, like classic English breakfast, something. I mean, there is some addition there, of course. There is. It's not pure tea, like they're mixed with some other herbs, but it's all kosher, right? But you still need certification, because you never know what they're going to add. And the equipment they use, right? They might use this same equipment for something else. For example, unless it's a big company, like big brand name, and they have their own factories, that's they can do purely parv, right? But if it's a smaller brand, so they don't have this these their own factories, and they would rent or like order from another company. So they would say like they sell you nuts, for example, nuts, right? And they say it might have dairy traces from other nuts, or like because they use the same line, this conveyor line for different foods. You understand? So just because there is no non-kosher ingredients in your food, or no dairy ingredients in your food, does not mean that the line that they used before there was not used for part of food as well. So that's very common. Sometimes they would put this warning might contain dairy. What is it? Residue. Whatever the word they use, and sometimes they put if it's like Kashrut agency would put OU, Orthodox Union D. It used to be DE. Used to be. I haven't seen DE for maybe I don't know how many years. I don't count years, but for some years. So DE used to mean dairy equipment. So there is no dairy ingredients in this product, but dairy equipment was used. So basically, you never know. Same with the tea. It could be whatever, like they can mix whatever they want. And I don't know if I say. I think I told the story about frozen products. So some from like some mushrooms. So somebody asked me to do investigation. So they asked me if they're allowed to buy the mushrooms, and they give me the brand. I went to the website of this manufacturer, and I saw that they say that only we use this gas. They say it's all like edible gas or whatever, like this. And if it's all fresh, and we do it on the premises, so you don't lose the freshness, this and that. So looks like everything looks fine. But when I reach out to OU, so they told me it's not so simple. It's not so simple. All of these gases, they for sure they add some other ingredients for preservation, and they are not obligated to put it on a back panel that they put the preservative. It's like it's not ingredient. It's not ingredient. It's something that they use for preservation. So these mushrooms, they're frozen, but right, but they still have to be in the refrigerator, right, for a year, 2 years. I don't remember what was the expiration date. Like for a long time, maybe a year, more than a year, and still be fresh, right? So they added some things. So that's why they say, but we would not certify. We would not do that until we see the whole process, or we see the whole process only then. So same as all other things. We do not know. Okay, what else?
Thank you, Rabbi.
Yeah, you're welcome.
So in regards to the kosher status of the food, there's a bunch of brands here that don't have any sort of kosher stamp, but yet the Jewish community here kind of published a list with a bunch of products that are allegedly or supposedly kosher, but yet this produce, many of them don't have any sort of kosher stamp. So I was wondering if I could rely on this list and still consume these products, or should I be more picky regarding it?
No, it's actually the same story in some countries in Europe. Because of these clowns, like anti-Semites, this company and the smaller Jewish population, they don't want the headache. You understand? So they would not put the kosher certification there on their product, but Jews like do the whole work, the whole the whole supervision, right? But they would put it in a list. That's it. So and same with actually, believe it or not, with the Orthodox Union. So and I found something like I was like we were buying them for the first time, and I quickly, my wife was checking something on the shelves, and I quickly went. There is a search. There is a app, right? They have OU app products, right? So I quickly typed the brand. And it says it's not there, so it's not there. Oh no, actually no. It's actually after we went home. I don't remember how was it. No, we did not buy. So and I took a picture, and I sent email to OU, and I said, "Here's what's going on. Can you check?" Is it kosher, not kosher? I didn't find on your website. A few days later, this rabbi came back to me, and he said, yeah, it is kosher. So he said, please feel free, reach out to us every time, because some company, they prefer not to publish, but they are 100% kosher and supervise them. Right? It's very interesting. So I mean, how we know? You would not know. But some of them do not want to be listable. So two different things. Some of them do not to be searchable. So on a product, yes, there is OU. But if you go to their website, or if you say this cookie is kosher, so it would not show you that it's kosher. I mean, unless somebody in their personal website said, yeah, this cookie is kosher, so you would not see it in a Google through that would search OU database. You understand? So it's one thing, and another, they do not want to publish, period. So there is no sign and no listings. And sometimes there is a listing, and in most of the cases, it says on your website that must have the kosher sign. Okay, so but not. I think if maybe I mistake, but I think a few times I saw like without this sign, without these requirements to have a kosher sign. So meaning that they don't want to is it information on website, but they don't want to put on a packaging because of these anti-Semites, of course.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome. So we have to do, but we can rely if these God-fearing people compile this list. There is no problem. And for forever, for a long time, 30 years, 40 years, there were a list of kosher liquors that you can buy, because very rarely when you can see on a liquor a stamp that it's kosher, right? So it's very interesting. And some of them, for example, I don't know, my wife likes whatever, I don't know, whatever, this kind of light alcohol, whatever is it. So it, where really it's never kosher. But when we went to Israel, it's the same bottle, everything is the same, but they have a sticker, actually that is kosher. So because again, this anti-Semite. So it's actually, it's not only kosher, it's mechadrin. It's actually made in Italy. You understand? So that's the story.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome. What else?
The next question on the board goes, thank you very much, Kavod. Also, in regards to products that have avodah zarah related material on their brand cover, for example, Quaker cereals and baking mixes, they have OU certification, but Quakers, the person on cover, are Protestant Christians.
That's I tell you, even bigger issue. There is many years ago. So we went to Kosher supermarket, and they my wife said, let's take a box, it's not box, like a pack of let's call it box, like carton of seltzer. Right, so you buy the whole carton. It's like faster, like cheaper, and it's easier. Right, and we bought, and it was this brand. Maybe it's Red Rock or something, whatever it's called. And on this on the cover, it's in Kosher supermarket in the Haredi neighborhood. On the cover. Is this I don't know what was her name, this girl from Peter Pan, that one that flies, half naked girl. So that was on the cover, believe it or not. So, and still many shoes, and I haven't seen for a long time. They sell, so of course we don't buy it. We buy like regular whatever store name without any pictures. But last time I saw, guess what? In the show where they go in Simchas Torah, somebody brought. I'm not sure who brought it, Why like exactly this brand? So you normal, so name like half naked lady. Okay, so this Avodah Zarah, technically there is no problem. There is no problem. So it's not like it was used for Avodah Zarah. But if you want to switch brand, yeah, switch brand. Yeah.
Thank you, Rabbi.
Actually, it's very interesting. It's very interesting. The most the top brand, for a toilet seats, right? So the one like top brand in US is actually the brand is Church. It's very interesting. You can look up Church toilet seats. Okay, what else?
Thank you, Rabbi.
Okay.
Yeah, I have a question in regards to this. Oh, by the way, it's we call this brand, we call it Quaker here, but it's Quaker. I guess you guys call it Quaker, yeah.
Yes, Quaker. Mm-hmm.
So in regards to this, idol worshippers, worshiping manufacturers, what about candles? Because unfortunately here in South America, many of the brands of candles come with idols on the package. Many of them like Virgin this and Virgin that, and JCPenney. So I was wondering if this is problematic.
No, that's for sure problematic because it was intended for their use. That's the issue. So try to search like for regular ones. So I would say there is an international company, Alibaba. It's actually like it in China, and they sell all of the different things. They ship everywhere from China. So try there. Plain, you need plain. Go ahead.
No, I actually, Baruch HaShem, I bought some candles from IKEA here. Those have no.
Okay, that's it. That's
no
it.
Nothing.
Okay, that's it. Perfect.
But there are other brands that instead of having a picture of the idol, they have the name of the idol. It's like candles Saint George or Saint whatever. So is that problematic too?
So Saint George is probably, I don't know, maybe it's a name of the manufacturer. So you can always check if it's a name of manufacturer, like this toilet seats called Church. So I guess it's the guy called Church. So it's not like they would not be so brazen, right? So they just put his last name. But so check if it's a person's last name. There is no problem basically. But if it's the brand name, that's how they name this product, that's a problem. So that because it shows the name of the product shows the intention. So I guess you buy from IKEA or try to Alibaba. I think they're cheaper, maybe. I don't know.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
Okay, the next question. In some culture, it's common to use hot steam generated from water to cook food. I wonder if this count as cooking or baking in Bishul.
The steam, you use the steam to cook, right? Yeah, it's 100% cooking. Yes, it's actually a very healthy cooking. Yes, very healthy cooking. Yes, but it's cooking. So definition of cooking, halachic definition of cooking, applying heat to change the taste and the quality of the product. That's the definition of cooking. So it doesn't matter. You do it with the water or without the water. You do it in a frying pan. You do it on a radiator. You do it on other source of heat. It does not make any difference. Right? So how you do it. So that's for sure cooking. Yes.
So a friend also says, since it is not emerging within the water, why is it not baking?
Oh, the question of what was it, baking or what was it, cooking? I apologize. I thought it is cooking or not. I apologize. Yes, yeah, it would be baking. Yes, yes. Baking means without water, or baking is usually, I don't know if it's. So what is the difference between baking and frying then? I don't know. In this case, so I mean, if they give me example, so baking usually we bake like something like with from mizoines. That's what we bake, or some other things. If you do like, but on a steam, you usually on a steam, people usually do like vegetables, like meat cutlets or something, like a chicken cutlets or something. So that's what they usually do with steam. So it depends, but technically for us there's no like halachic difference. What do we call you call it frying or you call it baking? So the difference between baking and frying is there's almost no difference, right? You can also bake on top of the on a stove, right? That's how we do pita in our house. It's on top of the stove. It's baking 100%. It's baked pita. It's not. It's not. Yeah, it's not cooked, right? And the definition is basically something that was cooked without liquid, or with minimum amount of liquid. Minimum, like you smeared on the bottom of the pan, or you spray like with like olive oil or different oil, so it would not get stuck. So it's exactly the same process, and exactly the same like halachas. Okay, what else?
Thank you very much, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
So I have a couple questions, but are not related to this.
Okay, yeah. Any questions about? Yeah, go ahead.
So I was wondering if saying Imach Shimo B'Zichro against someone has any sort of effect, or is this just to show, I don't know, to show others our position against someone wicked, or does it have any sort of impact, so to speak?
If he does not have any impact, so he's wicked on in his own like behind the closed door, so we would not say it so. Mashamo V'Zichro meaning that like he's a wicked and he acts wicked and he gets other people involved. That's the biggest damage. If he's damaging himself, what can we do?
No, I mean that if we saying Imach Shimo has a certain impact upon this person, is that?
Of course, yes. All of those words, all of the words that are coming out of our mouth, has impact, spiritual impact. Yes. So we wish that this person that his name be erased. So we don't. It could be done in many different ways. So as I spoke to one person who was talking in the shul non-stop of this arrogant prick. So I told him I will pray for you to stop, and I said there is three ways. You choose the way. So, but it's going to stop. First one is that the best way you do teshuva. You realize that it's a house of God, and like it's big disrespect, and you bother everybody. Nobody can concentrate because you have to like giggle and like a little girl, even though you're 65 years old, right? It's one thing you realize and you stop. Second, it's a soft stop. So what is soft stop? So you start just coming to the shul because you have I don't know some internal things that you cannot walk. Simple, right? Or you move away. Or the third it's a hard stop, meaning you out of this world. So, and all these cases when the person is no longer here, he's no longer provide this bad influence on other people. So that's how his name is being erased. You understand? So, and the opposite is true with our great sages, with our holy rabbis, even though they are not here for 3,000, 5,000 years. 5,000 maybe not, but okay, let's say Avraham Avinu, like I don't know, for 4,000 years. right? So we still praise them. So their name is not erased. Chas v'shalom. Opposite, their names are still praised. But a person can be alive and his name is erased. He's homebound sick, right? Because whatever he did. So that's what we wish to him. His name be erased. Soft second type, as I suggested the person, or hard stop, right? But he's no longer in our eyes, so it's like nobody mentioning his name, right? So it's like in some sense his name is erased.
Thank you very much, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
So another question is it okay if someone that feels he has not enough merits ask HaShem to allow him to die on Kiddush HaShem eventually? Is this like is this recommendable to do, or perhaps not so much?
It's a very good question. It's one of the things that the only person that I heard about is Rav Yosef Karo, who wrote Shulchan Aruch, Baal Shulchan Aruch. So he was actually praying and asking HaShem to give him this honor to die on Kiddush HaShem, and he was learning with the angel. So HaShem told him that through this angel, I have a better mission for you. So die. Maybe it's not okay. You die. But if it's easier to die as a Jew, right? But you being buried and stuff. But it's much harder to live as a Jew and bring like more light to this world. So from you, Hashem said, I actually expect the light. So you can do much more than just die. But it was his dream to die on Kiddush Hashem. Right? For us simple people, I would not recommend, because as a topic was yesterday, right? That person did not, the students of mine for many years did not withstood the test. Forget about dying, right? Renounce our teachings because this Rebbetzin actually like push on here, like press whatever happened there. And unfortunately, and then today actually she joined the class. We have the earlier class today. Her husband is always in the class, but she joined, and she asked me a question. So this Rebbetzin, she's so stupid. I mean, I know that people, there's some people stupid, but this Rebbetzin is exceptional case. So she asked me, so she's in the process of the conversion for many years, okay? And this Rebbetzin said and somehow they did not register because they in that country for registration, I think I said you have to pay like $600 or $700. They barely make they had to leave their house because they could not sell. It's like whatever. They move, they pay a rent in another city, they work all kind of jobs just to survive, be close to the Torah. So this, in my mind, is very, very righteous people, right? But they did not have money to open the case in the Beis Din. So this Rebbetzin, so I said, look, you do your shtadlus. HaShem is going to send one way or another. He's going to provide the opportunity. I mean, what do you want me to do, right? So okay, you just continue be there, next to the shul. Come to shul. Continue learning. And HaShem is going to provide for you. Like you're very close. It's not like they live in a different city, right? So and today she asked the question. She joined like maybe I don't know for how long. There is no camera, so I have no idea. So she asked so this Rebbetzin, the clowness. So she said that since you did not open a case in a Beis Din, like the Beis Din is a Beis Din of the world. Can you imagine, right? So she said that you, right? So you cannot say Birchas Hamazon, right? And she said, and plus, if you cook, so even if you cook, so since you're not Jew, yeah, so your bread, whatever you do the bread, she like to bake bread. So bread of non-Jew. So and on the bread of non-Jew, we do not say so Birchas Hamazon, and it's one reason. And second reason, she said because you did not officially open the case, so you cannot say Birchas Hamazon, you cannot absorb anything because you basically garbage. That's what she said. Almost like this lady, of course, she decided to dump us. She disconnect from all of the groups, from everything. So I mean, because she wants this convergence so much, and this lady is a rabbit, and maybe she can do it without this application fee. I don't know what she can. Of course, I mean they can do whatever they want. So and she said this nonsense. So and she asked in the class. So I said, but it's not true. So even on a bread of non-Jew, we say birchas hamazon. You can eat the bread of non-Jew. For example, most of the bread in all of the supermarkets, all the stores where we live, it's the company non-Jewish company, or even if it's a Jewish, like even a non-Jewish company, right? But it's mostly made by the equipment. It's not a person like bake like in all the days like making the dough. It's all automated. So like there is no problem, and it's on most of the bread. It's just okay, okay. Meaning that it's also kashrut, right? Star Cable, whatever, all of these Kashrut agencies, there is no problem. So it does not say that this bread is made by Jew. On some of them, yeah, it says Pas Israel. Okay, so it's a little more expensive. It's from local bakery, but majority breads are not like that. So and still everybody say Birchas Hamazon. She is so stupid. You understand? And unfortunately, people like that, and everybody is ignorant in that place. I mean, maybe Rabbi, hopefully that he's a little knowledgeable, but he does not get involved when women are fighting. So that's very interesting. So she sold us for what? For, I don't know, for what? For this nonsense. Because unfortunately, because she thought that if she's going to go through this Rebbetzin, so maybe she's going to go through the Giur faster or go through Giur at all. It's very interesting. So if, and that's what we said yesterday, it's a moment of truth. So you have to get ready. So if we see that people failing is like in this kind of test, so can you imagine if somebody like put a gun in somebody's head and said you bow to this Buddha or we're going to kill you? So I mean, many people not going to pass this test. So it's not good to ask for this opportunity because there is a big chance that we're not going to withstand the test. Because it's a hara, of course, provide at that moment extra information. Why, like extra reason why we should better bow to the Buddha or kiss, I don't know, whatever else, and do not die. Understand? So we don't ask the test, especially this ultimate test. So as I saw, like from like. I mean, such a pity. I feel so bad for this lady, and nobody likes the traitors. That's another thing. So if you got stuck with, if you're like connected to one rabbi, it's okay. If he's kosher, just stay with them. So, but if you like switch, dump somebody, went to another side, so they still, nobody likes traitors. Nobody likes traitors. It's very interesting. Unfortunately, I feel very, very bad for that lady. But we'll see. Okay, so what else? Any questions? Other questions?
Thank you very much, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
So we have another question on the board.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder what is the bracha rishona for lotus root. I tried to search it in Halachos of brachos book and online, but I didn't find the bracha. Lotus food.
Is it actually food? I never tried. Is it food or it's not food? Like in general? Do you know? How is it used? I just saw the picture of the flower, but I thought it's a flower. I always thought that they would use it for a smell, for a senses, but as a food. So please.
Our friend says it's food, but it grows in water. It's an edible rhizome.
Oh, it grows in the water. So you say shechakol on this for sure. You say shechakol on this, yes. So it's actually just to draw a parallel. I'm not sure. I don't want to say because I'm not sure how this technology is popular. But some time ago, maybe many years ago, it was they were experimenting with I think hydraulic or growing of the vegetables. So basically, and I think in a catalog, my wife showed me like I don't know a long time ago. She has this catalog about the what is it the plants, trees and bushes and vegetables. So that they were actually advertising tomatoes like upside down. So the roots actually on top. So there is like some kind of line, right? And they go upside down, and there is some mechanism that they spray the roots from time to time. I don't remember of course if you buy this, although they're automatic, of course you have to pay more, or you spray from the sprayer on the roots. Like I don't know. Maybe special. Maybe you add some things to that thing, or it's just water. I don't ask me. I don't know. So basically, on these things, you say shechakol because they don't get the nourishment from the ground, but actually from the water. And there are also technology when they grow vegetables from in the water, not in the ground. So all of the roots in the water. So it's actually shechakol 100%. So it's not vegetable. Okay. What else?
Our friend says it actually grows in silt within the water. Does it make a difference?
Silt, maybe it's in the ground, right? It's yes, it would make a difference. So if it's actually in the ground, like roots go into the ground, yes. So you say hadama, yes. But if it's like I thought from explanation it was floating, like get the nourishment from the air, yes, from the water, then it's shechakol. But if it's connected to the ground, yeah, hadama then.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome. But on another hand, so it's a general rule, whatever I said, but it's somebody have to look into it, right? And see how you exactly getting nourishment. So is it from water or from the ground? So maybe if it's only connected to the ground, but get all the nourishment from the water, so we would say shechakol. So it's still we need to know this fact, biological fact, how they get nourishment. For example, the best example is mushrooms, right? So mushroom they're going through the ground, but the roots are actually on top. Some of the roots are on top, and it get nourishment from the air. So the correct blessing on the mushrooms is actually shechakol, right? Even though it grows from the air, from the ground. But if somebody say mistakenly that it's hadama, so after the fact, so we don't require him or her to make a different blessing. Actually, it is forbidden because in some sense it is grows from the ground. Okay, what else?
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
I have more questions, but I don't know if someone else has, perhaps. I don't see any more questions on the board so far.
Mm-hmm.
No, there's no more.
Okay, so go ahead. What was the question?
No, I would just like to get into the Shidduch question that I mentioned at the beginning of the class.
Yeah, okay. The question is?
Sorry. So, I was wondering about this issue of getting in a relationship the person is through the process of conversion. Like, some time ago, when I just started the process of conversion, I started getting to know this person that was also interested in converting to Judaism. And the long story short, so that I don't get long-winded here, is that I had to terminate the thing because I noticed that she wasn't going at the same pace as I was. but at least that was the way I saw it. But the thing is, I don't know if I did the right thing, because I sort of got scared that she would start, like, I don't know, kind of slowing my process down, and I started having dreams all the time. I know we should not rely on dreams, especially an average Joe like me, but I would start having this dream of going downhill constantly, like every day, one day after another, and I thought, okay, I'm not a prophet or anything like that, but this is not normal. So I was wondering if I made the right decision, perhaps, or what are the things that we actually have to look for in order to notice if we are going at the same pace or not? Because sometimes, I don't know, because of fear or some other things, we may get carried away and make decisions out of I don't know, emotions or whatever. But I don't know. I mean, this person was very, very righteous still, and I even sent her videos from Rabbi Reuven about Jewish intimacy, and she started watching them and everything. I mean, but all of a sudden I had this feeling that I don't know if I made the right decision because of these dreams, and I had this inner feeling that I thought we were I was going the wrong way. That was kind of my feeling. So I was wondering if
that's it's a very serious situation. So first of all, I want to start from the middle. So the middle is about the dream. So if you see, of course, our sages say that all of the dreams, there is part of the prophets and part of the Norishkeit, some nonsenses, right? On one hand. On another hand, if the same dreams repeats 3 times in a row, with a certain interval, we have to take it seriously. So that's an exception. The rule is the dreams are whatever is in your life right now, whatever you're thinking right now on one hand. On another hand, if it's 3 times, so you have to take it seriously. So about that person, so you have to be as we agree with Rabbi Reuven. So there is no contradiction from what I said and what from he said. So I asked him, should I retract whatever he said? He said absolutely not. So he was answering that person. Maybe he knew the person before, and and that person asked the question in a live feed, right? Okay. So if the other side is 100% strong to go head first, no matter what. So okay, you with me, Rabbi Reuven Shlita in one class, he said there is one woman that she was determined to convert, and her husband, she had 5 children. Husband said absolutely not. We are these idol worshippers. We're going to stay at the worshippers, and you changing your life. And he actually took her to court. And of course, they live in these idol worshipper states, and he proves that she is negligent to the children, and he got the custody of the children. She said, absolutely, I'm converted tomorrow, doesn't matter. So that's how she wanted to be close to HaShem. So how many people like that we know? I don't know very many people like that. So if person like this, like you and her, you determined to go forth no matter what. If one side is not ready, so you out, right? So you can go without the side. That's a possible to try this relationship. When people are married, that's a different story. So you cannot just dump second side old story. So you try to work with them, try to go with their pace, try to be patient with them. That's a different story. But you should not put yourself in that situation for somebody to slow you down, right? And who said they're going to go to the finish line? That's also a very important thing. You understand? So especially with women, what is the difference between women and men? So the difference is clear. So from what I see, the women, how they how they conduct themselves, how men. So women are much more spiritual than men, always, much more. She's a fire and he's getting by. So if woman is not like that to begin with, so it's a big sign for you that better to stay away. So usually we have a problem with the husbands, whether converts or whether Balchua. The husbands are very skeptical. He's so logical. I am working with one couple, so he's a doctor. I say he's a doctor. He's the biggest. Well, of course, I didn't say, but he's the biggest fool. How can you be a doctor and knew biology, knew how the body works, and deny HaShem? You normal? You understand? So she's also in a very big scientist, very interested new couple. She's big scientist, but she was like since she's very spiritual woman, so she accepted Judaism. Go slow, not as fast as I am pushing her and them. He's still have his own reservations. Of course, she has no right to just dump him, just like this, okay? But try to work out. But in our case, like don't put yourself in the relations that you're in it. So if she's not spiritual to begin with, she's not like a fire. So most likely there is no fire, right? And some like as I said, in a place where I live, they try to get this all working professionals, all of the young teen and not like teenage, like 17, 18 years old, so college kids, stuff like that. So they would invite them to Shabbatons, they treat them like kings, and they would take him to this place and that place. Everything is for free, everything is paid for top of the line. So they got used to it, and they're not interested in actually to make the changes. Now I have to cook. I have to clean after these guests. I have to do this and that. I have to spend my money for the food. You know, you understand? So it's very big difference. Okay. Being a guest in somebody's house, constantly. So I mean, men and women, it doesn't matter. Or actually do your own Shabbos, and that's why I always tell them: try to do be happy with your lot. Be happy. Start to keep it your own Shabbos. Stop going there guest hopping. Right? There was one website, and they require me to sign up because I had to be a reference for some people. It's Shabbos.com or .org. I don't remember. .com. So it's actually the guests. So the people post. So we have 2 openings in this and this in Yerushalayim. We have in this Mansi, Shmansi, all of that Lakewood. So for 2 people who wants to come, and then somebody would say, I'm looking for a place to stay in this neighborhood on this and these dates. Can somebody host me? Maybe for Friday night, for a Shabbos day. So all of this adventure. So they always with a luggage. They go to the buses, to the subway, this that. They always in travel. It's all exciting life. Right, meeting new people, telling them about yourself, here and then story. And now, a totally different story. Yes, you have to cook, and you know what you're going to eat? Not 5-course meal, but whatever you cooked. Or you cannot cook. That's a difference. Maybe it's time to start learn, not how to apply the makeup, but actually how to cook. Right. So be a Jewish woman a little. You understand? So that's what we're looking for. Somebody is stable. And with women, it's they cannot hide the fire. That's good. So with a passion. Okay. What else?
Thank you very much, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
There's another question on the board. It says, what about hydroponic farming, where the plant starts off in the ground, but is transferred into the water in its infancy?
That's what I meant. Shechakol, yes. That's what I did not know that they start in the ground. You see, this part I did not know, but I know that they grow actually in the water, right? And it doesn't matter. This growing in the water or with the roots upside down, right? And they spray the roots. I mean, the same Shechakol.
Thank you, Rabbi.
Yes, you're welcome.
Okay. So I have a question from a question that Israel made yesterday about the Satan's wife. So if she and Adam were created at the beginning, how come she subsequently turned into a demon or like an angel, and Adam became like a human being? Is this because they were spiritual at the beginning, both of them?
They were spiritual in the beginning. It is true. I tell the truth. I don't know the details of the story, so I don't want to speculate. I don't know. I never learned it. I heard that the story in general, but not these details. How it happened, I do not know. It says in Ramban, they say it's second wife, right? So it said maybe this wife is going to be good for you, right? Because first one was not good. Okay. So now it says that now when Adam said, Hashem said, now it's flesh and flesh for my flesh, blood for my blood. So it's part of you. So now you're going to treat her different. But that one was not treated as expected.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
So in regards to this feminist movement that is so strong these days, can we say that these people sort of have certain influence from this Satan's wife? Because there's a lot of similarities between their mentality and the...
Yes, so we had another question that a woman makes in the morning to thank you for HaShem for created me the way you designed it to create. So they spitted this blessing, right? So they say, no, okay, HaShem, you created me the way you wanted to create, but you made a mistake. You know, how do I know? Because I know better. I have three educations. So I know better what is good for me. Don't tell me what to do. You understand? So that's they going against HaShem, like openly. I'm not sure if it's Satan's wives goes against HaShem. I'm not sure 100%. As I said, I never learned like deep inside details about her. Maybe she just do her job as he does. He's an angel. That does his job, very like a good job, unfortunately. But people fail, so it's not good for our nation, right? But he does his job, right? I'm not sure about her. Okay.
Thank you, Rabbi.
Yeah, but feminists again, it's like they apikosim 100%. They denied everything that it says in Torah. They want to be like men. So if Hashem would want create you man, so you see, as we said, men, I think last time we said yes. So Hashem created. You're in specific circumstances, in this family, in this environment. He gave you all of the talents, all of the tools to fulfill your purpose in life. But when we're trying to be somebody else, like how you get when exactly you're going to work on your personal purpose in life? That's not what Hashem created, designed for you to be like a man, put tefillin. These crazy women. You understand? So basically they spit on Hashem's plan and say we know better. So it's not going to work out for them very well.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
So I don't see more questions on the board. No, there's no more of them.
Okay.
May I ask one last question?
Okay,
perhaps?
Yeah, last question. Go ahead.
I was wondering if Kirat Shema Lamita works for both non-Jews and people that are going through conversion. Is it because regular prayers are tailor-made for Jews, but this specific Kirat Shema Lamita has like certain Teilim and certain parts from, I believe, as Shiur and so I was wondering if it's also helpful for non-Jews and people going through conversion.
I think it's my personal opinion. I never read it anywhere, so I think it should be helpful. Absolutely, it's a protection. So the first part when you say I forgive everybody, it's it's a general general approach, right? So I don't want to come back again just because I feel a grudge against somebody because he stole $1,000 from me. So okay, he stole $1,000 from me. It is true. Is it fact? 100%. But what HaShem said, you remember what HaShem said? Whatever you're destined to receive on Rosh Hashanah, whatever you decide, you're going to get this way or another. So, but if I'm going to keep a grudge against that person, Hashem would have to return me and him again in this life, go through all of these years and make him my slave or whatever he's going to make to pay me back. I said, please, Hashem, I don't need anything. You take care of this, and just do whatever you do. You're doing a very good job, right? Even though I relied on this $1,000, and it was a big amount for me, but even despite for this big loss, I still paid for my apartment. I still paid for my food, for all of my bills. I still did not eat any tiny bit less because of this. So Hashem did not straight way, but all other a roundabout way. So I did not even feel the loss. So that's the first part. It's for absolutely everybody, So all this tehillim. So it's actually put us in a state of mind that Hashem is running the world and He knows what to do. And if He would want to kill us or hurt us, He would do it anyway. Whatever we protect, we cover with double blankets. This microbe or some bacteria would go under the blanket. You have some guys. I remember when the Corona was going and we have services. So one guy would come with 3 masks. So, and I feel so bad. Of course, I did not. So he was very jumpy. If somebody would come close to him, I did not say anything to him. But I thought to myself. I said to my wife, she's in biology, right? So I think that this guy he can choke from he can die from lack of oxygen. 3 masks, top mask, a good field. You can die from that. You can damage your lungs. I mean, I'm not a doctor, but I understand that you're not getting enough oxygen with this 3 mask. You understand? So if Hashem decided to kill somebody, you put 5 masks, 7 masks He's going to send. So and that's what it's prayer, to have immunite Hashem, that Hashem is running the world. He knows what to do. I cannot run from Him anywhere, so He's going to find me. So, but Hashem, you know what? I'm going to stick with you. Okay, I think it's a good plan. Was working out until now. Was working out very well. Maybe I don't understand everything. Maybe many things. But let's continue this thing. It's I agree. You understand that? That's what this Shema before going to bed means. Okay. So in summary. Okay.
Thank you, Rabbi.
Yes, you're welcome. So very beneficial. Please do it, and it's actually protects the big gula from wasting seed for other things. So to be protected. It's very some things are just gula. Do it, and first of all, it's good for your mind, and plus spiritual things, as we said. Yeah. What else? Sorry. What else?
No, I was just about to ask this, what Torah says, about the part that says, Shishim Giborim, Savivla Migorei Israel, where it kind of sent called for these 60 angels to gather around our bed. So yeah, I was wondering this works for non-Jews as well.
Yes.
Yeah. So we have another question on the board. May I read it?
Let's go. Last question.
What is the earliest hour we can daven Shacharis? And are we allowed to just stay up after Mariv and say it without sleeping?
Shacharis, okay. So Shacharis, there is Shacharis. You can daven and at the dawn. So check if I will always recommend this myzmanim.com. There is a myzmanim application on iOS, on Android. So it's very good, very precise application. They just updated maybe last year, so it's top of the line. and you can check what is the earliest dawn, when the dawn is. So there are three numbers, right? One is a dawn, it's the earliest one, so it's still dark outside. Second is time for talis and tefillin, right? And the third time is for earliest for Shmona Esrei. So it's Shema. I mean, usually it's a Shmona Esrei, meaning the sunrise. So three times. So in case of the need, like a person is have to travel to work, have to go to airport, whatever, like under the pressure, so can start actually down from dawn. So it's very early. So check your local time. So it's very early, right? But for example, if somebody like a man would need to put talis and tefillin, so it's usually like today, for example, in where I live, it was 6:29, I think. Yeah, it was 6:21. So we started 6:20. So 6:29 we had to start praying. Then we break. Everybody put talis and tefillin, and then continue praying. So I mean, it's a few more weeks until the switch time, and then again, like after a few months, we run into the same issue, right? But if person like needs to like pray very early, so if needed, this actually the carbonos, if they need carbonos, can start if needed, if there is no other choice, even before the dawn. So it's only like in case of great need, and of course morning blessings like after the dawn, and if needed also can you put talis and tefillin before that time without blessing. No blessing is allowed. And then when time comes for talis and tefillin, in a prayer, in a part of the prayer when you can actually talk, for example after the Shmona Esrei, or after Psuki de Zimra, let's say you finish Psuki de Zimra, did not find start Shema, so you can actually talk if needed. So you can touch your tefillin, right? You can say the blessing. Then on talis you can say blessing, like move it a little, take it out, just say the blessing, and then you can continue praying. So I used to do it when I work in the office, so especially in the winter. So I have to leave my house at 6:40, around 6:40. I had to leave my house 6:40. So you can imagine what time I had to start praying. So I have to, right, very early. Baruch HaShem. 6:40, even early sometimes. 6:35. Yeah, very early. Okay. Yeah, you're welcome. Okay, so let's stop here, guys. Many things to do, so thank you very much for learning with us. It was a very successful week, Baruch HaShem. So I wish everybody good Shabbos, and be holy, of course. Continue learning. Shabbos is on Shabbos we have a special neshama. Don't waste it on sleep. Don't waste it on empty conversation. Don't waste it on anything. Use it for learning Torah. Okay, until Monday, same time. Good night.